What's up, YouTube? My name is Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And tonight I'll be going my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more recent content on the channel like this, because I'm on the road to 9K and the path to YouTube partner. Also, go check out my WWE NXT review on highlights, and also go check out my live stream that I did yesterday for my WWE NXT watching on live reactions when Shawn Spears versus Ricky Saints for the NXT North American Championship match. And follow my social media down below in the description. Let's get started. Now, AEW Dynamite was a decent show, and I give it a 5 out of 10. It says AEW comes our way from the Purita Civic Center in Peoria, Illinois, just days away from their Dynasty pay-per-view. Get ready with our preview for the show here. We see AEW World Champion Jon Moxley partner with Maria Shafir to battle his pay-per-view challenger Swerve Strickland, Will Nightingale, Women's Champ Thomas Tony Storm taking on Penelope before facing for Ali Megan Bain this weekend. Cobb and Claudio Castagnoli give us a preview of the Reddit FTR / Death Riders Trios title clash. Will Ospreay return as the on Heart bracket are revealed. Alright, it says frightened of fear, a servant of time kidnapped the queen, and I have agreed that the hive shoved out the stars, but Custo wine end up a cycle that started again. I stopped going out to keep coming in. I was saving my soul or saving my skin. No levels. Still the same old devil live blog. This here pro wrestling show for you folks. All right. It said the show opens up with Escobar welcoming us to the show. So we get the first match. Death Riders, Jon Moxley and Maria Shafir versus Swerve Strickland and Will Nightingale mixed tornado tag team match. This was a good tag team match right here. Brawling on floor in their generated pairs. Will Nightingale whips Maria Shafir into the barricade. Jon Moxley wings a chair at Swerve Strickland's face. Maria Shafir with a straight suplex. Jon Moxley's looking for a plunder, and they come up with a table and set it up on the floor, right as Will and Nigel comes back over and cuts Maria Shafir off. Swerve Strickland fireman's carry Jon Moxley, throw him over the announcer desk, and somehow we finally get a bell as the women are in the ring. Will Nightingale backs her into the corner. Big chop. Swerve Strickland puts Jon Moxley into the steel steps. Will Nightingale snaps off a suplex, but Maria Shafir bells to the floor. Men inside of the ropes drop down, leapfrog shoulder block. Swerve Strickland with a drop toe hold attempt. Jon Moxley steady on his feet. Will Nightingale choking Maria Shafir on the floor, and Swerve Strickland snaps off a drop kick. Swerve Strickland with a backbreaker, and Will Nightingale hits a missile drop kick on Jon Moxley. Corner Larry snapmare Swerve Strickland with the diving corkscrew uppercut, and Maria Shafir blasts Will Nightingale with a boot out of nowhere. Alright. Jon Moxley with a DDT on Swerve Strickland. Maria Shafir working Will Nightingale over in the corner. Jon Moxley dumps Swerve Strickland over the barricade and into the crowd and returns to the ring to direct traffic. He holds the ropes open while Maria Shafir chokes Will Nightingale. Strike Jon Moxley hooks her on the hook, but Swerve Strickland comes back and threatens Maria Shafir with a big pressure. Jon Moxley relents. Will Nightingale shoves him into Swerve Strickland, lighting Maria Shafir up with a strike, but Maria Shafir lands a judo throw and into a rolling leg lock slam. Training shots on the apron. Maria Shafir does a kick into a stretch muffler, and then a powerbomb off the apron into the floor through the table, sending us to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Death Riders have Swerve Strickland up in the turnbuckles, breaking his back. Will Nightingale comes over and gets under them. Will Nightingale, Tower of Doom, big boot for Maria Shafir. Jon Moxley grabs Will Nightingale's hair, but Swerve Strickland returns with a running knee. Cannonball from Will Nightingale sends Jon Moxley packing. Swerve Strickland launches a plancha at him. Will Nightingale whips across spinebuster on the rebound, only two. Swerve Strickland and Jon Moxley struggling it out forearm for forearm in the middle of the ring. Hip toss from Swerve Strickland. roll it through suplex reverse. John Moxley hits a Kafuta driver, body scissor sleeper lock in. Marie Shapiro working Will Nightingale over the corner. Will Nightingale gets under her. She powerbombs Maria Shapiro into the sleeper hole to break it up. Man trading rights again. Elbow after hard elbow. Swerve getting batty, bat, batty with it. Big uppercut stops John Moxley in his tracks, and Swerve follows it with a rolling thunder reverse STO house call. Takes Maria Shapiro out when she shoves John Moxley out of the way. Will Nightingale blasts John Moxley off the apron and through a table gut wrench. The winner of the match, Swerve Strickland and Will Nightingale. This was a good tag tornado. This was a good mixed tag team tornado match. All right, post match. Will Nightingale and Prince Nana dance in the ring, but John Moxley slides back in and drops her with a DDT. All right. The ringside medic comes and checks on her while Death Riders makes good their escape through the crowd. We get a recap of Dax Harwood meltdown on AEW Collision. Renee Paquette interviews FTR backstage. Referee Paul Turner is there and Dax Harwood apologizes to him and says he asked Tony Khan if he could give him $10,000 fine directly, and he gives him a check. Paul Turner thanks him for it and walks off as the interview continues. Dax Harwood says he loves cash more than almost anyone in this world, and in 11 years together can be eclipsed by one by bad night, and he tells him directly that he's so sorry, and it was the heat of the moment, and he thought he was a security guard, but he never ever put hands on him, and they gonna eclipse themselves by winning the tag titles. He goes for a hug, but Cash shoves him away and says they brothers and they be fine on Sunday. But after Sunday they'll have to talk. All right. It says and so we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, we get a recap of the finish to our opening match, and we're promised an update on Will Nightingale's medical status later in the show. Commentary unveiled both on Hard Foundation tournament brackets. So we get Penelope Ford versus Tony Storm. This was a good match too. Tony Storm hot out the gate, action to the floor chop against the apron and back inside where Penelope Ford meets her with the boot off the ropes. Tony Storm with a cool broad door, bringing bringing fisherman suplex for two. Penelope Ford takes her to the apron, slingshot knees to the spine, back inside Tony Storm with a forearm, and Penelope Ford drops her with a boot to send us to commercial break. We come back from commercial break. Penelope Ford with a handspring back elbow, big boot in the corner, but Tony Storm bites Penelope Ford's tongue somehow, and they end up in the middle of the ring, slugging it out. Whip to the corner. Tony Storm explodes out of nowhere with a Luthouse press into mounted punches, and then a series of lariats. Whip reverse back suplex connects corner hip attack sets up sets up a snap DDT. Nope. Um, Deathlock, the legs swinging around. Deathlock STS applies, but Penelope Ford gets the ropes. Penelope Ford throws her to the floor, snaps her neck over the middle rope, moonsault to the floor, back inside. Forearms carry double knee gut buster. Still no. Jockeying for position. Tony Storm gets hurt. The winner of the match, Tony Storm, by pinfall with Storm Zero. That was a good match as well. Renee Paquette interviews Swerve Strickland backstage. He puts Will Nightingale over her strength, and we saw him and says he won't. We said until he has his hands on John Moxley tonight. So we go to commercial break. We come back from commercial break. Commentary hypes up all in weekend festivities in July. Montavious Porter and Bobby Lashley make their entrance in street clothing, with commentary informing us that Shelton Benjamin has having travel issues. But Before Bobby Lashley can say anything, enter MJF. He apologizes for the interruption and tells MVP he looks fantastic tonight. He puts all three Hurt Syndicate guys over and how great they are and says Bobby Lashley's been around the block, but now he's in AEW and that's the block he built. He says that turn that he says that him joining the Hurt Syndicate is a good business, and everybody knows that. He puts a hand on Bob's shoulder and says he might not want MJF, but he needs MJF. Bobby Lashley says that out of respect for MVP, he's not going to leave him Lane, but he does not like him and does not trust him, and thus Hurt Syndicate does not need him. So unless he proves otherwise, He's he, he's he needs to get out of his face and out of his ring right now. All right. MJL says okay, he'll prove himself, and he thanks them both for their time. All right, so we get the learning tree, Big Bill, Big Bill and Brian Keith versus some poor guys squash match. I apologize for not getting these guys' name, but Keith barely even needs to get involved because Big Bill murders both of them. The winner of the match, the learning tree, with a chokeslam from Big Bill. So Big Bill and Brian Keith. This was a squash match. Post match, Big Bill gets on the mic and says they whoop top flights, you know what, and they whoop these dudes today on Sunday. They want a tag team title match so they can whoop the Hurt Syndicates, you know what. Alright. MVP goes to say something to Big Bill to say something to Big Bill, stops him and gives them a yeah, sure, whatever. We wave and they walk off. When April Craig interviews Mercedes Monet backstage about a tag match she has on Collision, Harley Cameron Harley Cameron jumps in with the puppet and pinches a team name of train station. Mercedes Monet wrath and exactly go, gone choo choo. Mercedes Monet tells her just to stay out of her way on Collision. All right. So we get Blake Christian and Lee Johnson versus Kevin Knight and Will Ospreay. Good tag team match. Christian and Will Ospreay to start collar and elbow side headlock reverse shot off. Shoulder block by but Blake pops right back up, rolling so but back to the head, shot off again. Shoulder block, and this time Will Ospreay pops right back up and struts. A little hip swivel block and a kick dug a Larry. Christian with a mat slam and another strut. Whip across dug the elbow. Will Ospreay with a Chargers tag to tonight. To tonight. Double whip, drop Toho, leg drop. Lee Johnson breaks it up. Whip reverse Blake with a chop block. And Lee Johnson with a drop kick. Babyface has cleared the ring. Calling for a stereo ring post toe Kongoro. Slapping hands, throwing Christian back inside. Kevin Owens puts boots on him. Blake turns the tide and drops a knee, and we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Knight in a bad way as Christian and Lee Johnson work him over, but he makes the tag. Ospreay with a huge springboard crossbody, clobbering Blake with a elbow and a handspring. Gamer girl, handspring gaming girl cover for two. Lee Johnson pulled Will Ospreay off the apron and he told him to place for a corkscrew dive from Christian. Alright. Blake Purchase the 450 double stump dropkick keeps Kevin off the apron. Wells reverse but gets caught by an insecurity. Stone Dog Millionaire counters whatever Lee Johnson had in mind. Kristen Kristen kick from Blake. Both men down and out. Tag tonight. Stinger splash and a big boot. Lee Johnson floats over back elbow and Kevin pops him up into an electric chair on Christian and drug kicks him into doing a Poison and Frankensteiner on his partner. Will Ospreay takes Blake out with a dive, big dive in lariat from Knight. It's over. The winner of the match, Kevin Knight and Will Ospreay. This was a good tag team match. Post match, Tony Schiavone informs Knight and Will Ospreay their first round Owen match will happen at Dynasty on Sunday. Will shake his hand, but Kevin pulls him in and has a few words for him before letting him leave and soaking in the adoration of the crowd. The aisles are somewhere in the bowls of the arena. Samoa Joe says it says Samoa Joe says we may wonder why he started this group in the first place, and it is because he knew the battlefield was changing, and he knew he'll have to bring a new Azrael, as a Azrael when he comes back to the battlefield, and they will be in the building on Sunday, watching all and seeing all, and don't catch them, and don't let them catch you lagging. So basically, they want to go after the Death Riders, all three of them: Hook, Samoa Joe, and the other guy. I forgot. You know what I'm saying? The Ops wants to go after the Death Riders. All right, we go to commercial break. So we get Brody King versus Lance Archer. This is a decent match. Clubbing away, Lance Archer knocks him to the floor, cannonball off the apron. Brody King recovers, elbows him into a chair, charging in front, train crossbody in the corner. Don Callis runs interference enough for Lance Archer to kick the ropes into King's crotch and lay him out back to the floor, working him over, but Brody King comes back with a hairy palm strike. Alright. It says Lance Archer chops him against the barricade, choking him. King fires back with a chop of his own, and they are just messy trading hands, and we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, um, King King waiting in with chops, boot rolling elbow, big crossbody scoop, and they slam big boot, but Lance Archer catches him with a boss man slam for two. Brody King gets him down in the corner and hits a cannonball, big near fall. Lance Archer with a gauze, but but King slips out and came off the ropes. The winner of the match, Brody King, wins by pinfall with the Larry. This was a decent match. Decent match. Commentary hypes up the Dynasty card for us, and we go to break. All right, so we get the main event of the evening. So we get Adam Cope Adam Copeland versus Claudio Castagnoli. And this match right here, this main event was okay for what it was. Okay match for what it was. Claudio Castagnoli attacked Copeland on the floor, smashing him into the barricade over and over. Adam Copeland recovers, bounces Claudio's face off the steps, and then whips him into the barricade in return. More elbow back in the ring. Trading forms, big headbutt from Claudio Castagnoli. Adam Copeland with a backslide for two. Short arm lariat. Claudio with a headlock biting Adam's ear. Short arm lariat of his own now. Adam Copeland Matic Matic covers for two. Adam Copeland getting desperate off the ropes. Suicide Spirit connects. Claudio Castagnoli takes control with an uppercut, and we go to commercial break. We come back from the commercial break. Both men both men and out after a near fall. Back on their feet, shoulder block from Claudio Castagnoli trying to suplex Adam Copeland over the ropes. Juggling for position, Claudio Castagnoli snaps his neck over the top rope and takes a breather. Both men up top. Adam Copeland Avalanche's Bulldogs. Alright, Avalanche's Bulldogs. Claudio Castagnoli with a thumb to the eye and a stump as double stump set up and set up the giant swing. Nope, impaler DDT connects slow to recover. Still no Adam with a sunset flip. Claude Castagnoli rolls through and locks the sharpshooter on. Shifting gears, arm trap crossface applied. Adam Copeland trying to trying to pray his hands loose, and he does it. Adam Copeland gets in the arm trap crossface of his own. Lock on. He shifts arms and as Claudio Castagnoli gets it near to gets to the ropes, but Claudio Castagnoli gets to the ropes to force the break. Anyway, Claudio Castagnoli power slams him into the apron and throws him over the barricade into the crowd. Demands referee Bryce Ransburg count him out. Adam Copeland on the right side of the barricade at 8, and he beats the count. Claudio Castagnoli with the lariat so close. Back body drop enters the neutralizer. Leapfrog, big boot counters the uppercut. Adam Copeland drags himself to his feet, charging in Swiss death, Swiss death, but Adam Copeland gets a hand on the ropes. Neutralizer connects. Adam Copeland kicks out. Claudio Castagnoli gets in Bryce's face about it and goes and gets a pair of chairs from the timekeeper's area. Sliding one chair, another Adam Copeland's face. Raspberry demolishes him and takes the second chair from him. Adam Copeland hits a low blow with Bryce Ransburg wasn't looking. Talking about his fair play by Adam Copeland. Bryce Ransburg throws the other chair out of the ring, and Adam Copeland smells blood in the water. The winner of the match, Adam Rated R Superstar Adam Copeland. This was a okay main event match for what it was. It says when Impact is backstage looking for an interview with Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland finished an argument with Prince Nada and apologized and says, with all due respect, he's looking for her husband right now. Hangman Adam Page chase after him and tells him he wastes his time as security swarms to pull them apart. Hangman says he's promised to never let him hold the title again. They break up about what they have done to each other. Paige tells Swerve that he deserves to have his house burned down, and Swerve says he knows he does. And Hangman doesn't quite know what to do with that, know what to do with this. So just leave. Death Rise come around. The Death Rise come around the corner and attacks Swerve Strickland. John Moxley throws him through an old window that was laid in the hallway for some reason. They um they drag Swerve Strickland out through the broken glass and into the ring into ringside, beating him down some more, throwing Swerve Strickland into the ring. All five of them surrounded him and holding him up. John Moxley jaws at him and slides him across his face. And Willie Yuta dumps a point of paint so full of broken glass out the ring. Claudio scoops him up, powerbombing into the broken glass. Sword Strickland shuts up. I'm sorry, not shut up. Sword Strickland sits up and stares them down, his back covered in glass. Sword Strickland stands remod, rent, raw straight and differences. Belonging his rage as the Death Riders looks on, and that and AEW Dynamite goes off the air. Let me give my opinion what I think about AEW Dynamite, and I'm just gonna be honest on a scale of 1 to 10. And now AEW Dynamite was a decent show, and I give it a 5 out of 10. I'm not giving AEW Dynamite a 10 out of 10. AEW Dynamite was a decent show, and I give it a 5 out of 10. That's just my opinion, and I'm going to stand on it. All right. If you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review on highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content on the channel like this, and share the love of wrestling with your friends and family. Follow my social media down below in the description, and go check out my WWE NXT watching on live reactions. What's his name? Um, Ricky Saints versus Sean Spears versus Ricky Saints for the NXT North American Championship match. And go check out my WWE NXT review on highlights, and also go check out my WWE Raw review on highlights on the channel that I posted. And I will make a 3-minute YouTube short video of me showing you guys twice my thumbnail because I'm coming at you guys with the receipts, the proof, and the facts. Those are the three things that I'm doing, and you guys gonna see that on my 3-minute YouTube short video. I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here, gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet, gang.